I know you feel like you should be shooting lower scores right now and hitting the golf ball longer. Now, can we agree on one thing? Trying to hit the golf ball as straight as you can is the worst thing that you can be doing for your game. Now, hear me out. If you think about this logically, if you're trying to hit a straight shot and the wind's off your right, it's going to send your ball into the trouble on the left. If you're trying to hit a straight shot and the wind's off your left, that's going to make your slice even worse. Now, I'm going to show you today the correlation of how you control this club face to how you control your golf ball and keep it in play, because without this, you're never going to lower your scores. So the idea behind this video is to help you basically hit a fade when the wind is coming off our right hand side and hit a draw when the wind is coming off our left, because I know, right, if you're trying to hit it straight with the wind off your left, I get this feeling all the time that my ball is just going to end up out of bounds or in trouble down that right hand side. So I've got 3 steps for each shot, and it's really easy to follow, and following this you'll know if you're getting it right. Now, if you're wondering, Alex, how do I get involved in this channel? Well, it's really easy. 1, subscribe. 2, turn on the bell, and just pop your comment or query down below, because I'm powered by you, the viewers. And all these ideas come from questions that you have asked. So by subscribing and turning on the bell, you never miss me answering your question. And you don't want to do that, because if you don't let me answer your question, you can't improve your golf. So let's start off. Imagine that wind is crashing off our right hand side. How do we hold it? Now, the first thing we've got to understand is what is the spin we're trying to create. Now, we want to get our spin to tilt this way, tilt into the wind to counteract it. So if I'm hitting towards you, the wind is coming off this side, we've got to understand, we've got to put that spin on it in order to stop it moving so much. So for a right-handed golfer, wind off your right, you've got to learn to put some left to right spin on it. That's the first stage, done and dusted. Just having that understanding of what spin you're trying to impart on the ball. Step 2, with trying to fade the golf ball, that's that left to right spin. What grip do we want to take? Now, I'm going to say this 2 options here. When we're trying to fade it, I feel most people don't have to change their grip a lot, because we tend to have a weaker grip. So, firstly, just try your normal grip. Now, have a look at this on player cam. I'm classing this as a normal grip, 2.5 knuckles in my glove hand, and both creases pointing into my right shoulder. Now, one thing that you might want to consider here on the grip front at stage 2 is rotating your hand as you're looking down here from player cam to the left hand side of the golf club a bit more. Essentially, that's going to allow your club face to be a little bit more open, okay? Club face to be a little bit more open, and that gets that left to right spin. Now, the final part to this, we're already at stage 3 of hitting a fade. It doesn't take much, but unless you understand this, you're never going to improve. A foot after the golf ball, what concept do we want? I want you to feel like your club face is pointing to target a little longer, and actually a foot after impact, keep it pointing to target. And just for reference, have a look at this from the player cam perspective. That is what I'm looking for. Now, just through the ball, I get that feeling of doing that. So stage 1, understand the spin. Stage 2, check your grip. Stage 3, what are we aiming for? A foot after impact. So let me hit this one away. Watch this ball flight. Now imagine the wind was off our right hand side. We'd really be holding the golf ball on that wind. There we go. That would be the fade, holding on that wind and allow me to keep my golf ball in play. And that's the important thing, because without that, how can we improve? Stage 1 of the draw. Now we're going to imagine the wind is off our left hand side now as a right-handed golfer. If we don't understand what spin to put on it, it's just going to drift. And especially if we slice it right, it's going to come out way worse for us. So the wind's off our left. We have to understand we're putting left to right spin on the golf ball. So essentially, imagine the golf ball had wings like a plane. We're tilting them to the left, so they move into that wind, and actually it holds its position on the wind. So as you're looking down at the golf ball, you've got to imagine you're putting right to left spin on a draw shot and left to right spin on that fade. Right, this is the one you've all been waiting for. You've already got stage 1 nailed off for draw. You understand the spin you're trying to create. let's talk grip and talk what you've got to feel a foot after the golf ball. Now with the draw, there's one extra element I'm going to add in here at the end after we've talked about grip and a foot after the ball. I wouldn't do this with fade because most of us fade it a lot easier than we do draw it, okay? So, first thing, what are we looking for at that grip? And again, let's just do this at player cam. This is stage number 2 of draw. I want you just to simply rotate your hands from player cam more towards the right hand side of the golf club. So you might be able to see more knuckles on your glove hand, this crease on your glove hand and your non-glove hand are pointing outside of my shoulder. Have a look at that there. So simply, stage number 2 of draw, just rotate your hands a little bit more to the right hand side of the golf club. It's as easy as that. Now the third stage, and actually the penultimate stage with the draw, is where's this club got to be a foot after impact, okay? I want you to feel the toe, so the outer edge of that golf club is starting to overtake the heel, a foot after the golf ball. Now looking at this down at player cam, that's something like that. It's not a lot, but just something like that I'm trying to emulate. Now to do that, I might just feel that. I might just feel a little bit of this. Your grip will help you with this, by the way, but that, just getting that action. So stage 1, understand your spin. Stage 2, get your grip a little bit stronger and understand, where do I want my club face a foot after impact? Because if it's slightly closed after impact, it must have been closed somewhat at impact. Now I said there was one more part to this video, and I'm going to say be wary of this. If we've got loads of wind off our left hand side, I don't want to aim too far right, okay? But if there's a little bit of wind, I would just maybe drop my right foot back a bit, just to encourage a bit more of an inside path. But be wary. You don't want to start the ball right if the wind's off your left. So take that into account and judge it. More wind, aim less up the right wing. Promise me that. Okay, watch this ball flight. I understand the spin. I've got my grip. A little bit of wind there, so I'm going to pull it back slightly. And what am I doing after impact? Look at that draw. In fact, it's just drawing a little bit because there's some wind there. It's essentially just held its position. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. This is some practical advice here today that I know with driver is going to help you hit way more fairways. Hope it helps.